Hi, it's Michelle Archer for part four of Success Secrets, and I am here with Valerie Tyndall Schwartz. To use all three names, that's how you are on Facebook.
I just use Valerie Schwartz usually. Yeah.
Oh, but it's just Valerie Schwartz.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
Valerie Schwartz. Yeah.
So let me introduce you as we get started to Valerie. She believes that her greatest success isn't found in a sales book. It's found in genuine connection and building genuine connections for people. She's been in the industry since 2012, and this is a recurring story that we've experienced on this series. Is that sometimes people change companies, things happen, and when a company changes their model or they choose to go out of business or whatever happens, it's not the end of the world. All the skills that you built at that company, you put in your big bag and you take them with you to the next company, just as if this was a brick and mortar business. And sometimes we see changes in the industry like that as cataclysmic. And sometimes you're just being set up for a greater level of success than you were. So Valerie's been in the industry since 2012. As I said, she built an exceptional direct sales business by really helping women feel confident and beautiful and comfortable in their own skin. Her commitment to serving others has placed her among the top 1% of consultants in her current company, which is Red Aspen. We'll talk a little bit about if you're not familiar. So 1% of sales every month. She's in the top 1% of sellers. So I know y'all want to hear about that. She's generated easily more than $100,000 in personal sales. And I find this is a hard balance for leaders sometimes to hit the personal sales note and the team building note. And she's doing both of those things. She loves to travel and she's earned some incredible trips. Her Mexico, Costa Rica, but she says Paris was her favorite. If you've never seen Valerie online or you're not familiar with her, one of the things you'll pick up on very quickly is she's kind of built a brand around her love of the TV show Friends. It's more than her favorite sitcom, it's really become a part of her brand. And she understands that shared experiences create instant connection with people. And that show, certainly, there's an instant connection there. She's been married to her husband, Eric, for 25 years. She's a proud fur pup mom of a Lhasa Apso named Joey, of course, from the Friends show. Uh, and uh, and her daughter Emma, with her horse Rudy, as they pursue their equestrian dreams. That's part of what her business helps to fuel. So today, Valerie is just going to share with us how she's built a business built a business that's remembered by her service to others. So join me in welcoming Valerie to the show, the really big show today. So, Valerie, anything I missed in there that you think is important to your success story or your success journey?
Now I think you got most of it, but one of the things that I'm very passionate about is leading from the front.
Okay.
Always staying focused. And if I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to ask my girls to do it. But if I'm going to do it, I got to do it, and I'm going to do it scared. Whether I like it or not, I'm going to do it because I want them to succeed as well. So I'm going to do so. Leading from the front is a very important thing. Even if you don't have a team, lead from the front because people see you doing that, and then that attracts people to you so that you can build the business. If you're doing all the things, and I never leave an opportunity to earn income on the table. There's like, if your company's on TikTok, go get on TikTok. If your company is telling you to go live, go live. Go live on your personal page. Go live on your VIP page. Get yourself out there. Put your face out there. Um, Other things like do a pop up. We call them pop ups parties. You do those online, in person, however you guys do them. But always, if you're going to leave an income situation on the table, you might be missing out on something that's actually pretty awesome. So in person events, if you have products that you can sell in person, those are fun to do because you get yourself out. Like if like me, I work from home. This gets me out of the house. So it's like I'm always home. So it's like doing an in-person event is fun for me. I like doing that. So
Mhm.
that's I always say never leave anything on the table. and always strive for that highest PV that you can get. That's what I go for every month. I don't hit it every month, but I get pretty close to it, or I do hit it, because there's months where you just can't. And it doesn't mean I don't work just as hard. It's just, it has a lot has to do with the economy as well when you don't hit those markers. But
Well, you're hitting that 1%. So whatever you're doing, you're doing something
yeah,
right. So
yeah.
I love that lead from the front, and I find so many leaders get manageritis after they get a team and they quit leading from the front, and that really is the engine of your team, where your new ideas come from, where
Hmm.
your enthusiasm comes from, and what keeps you on solid ground. If you're consistently selling, booking appointments, you're live, whatever your revenue streams are that you're bringing new business into your business, when your consultants come to you and say, "Oh, I can't book or nobody will buy," and your business isn't solid, you'll get right down the ditch with them because
Hmm.
it's not working for you either. And when you're standing on solid ground, then you have the stability and the faith to really intervene with them and really kind of coach them along in that
Hmm.
moment and to really
Right,
mentor them. So that
right.
leading from the front is one of the most important things I think that we could share with the audience. Did you want to expand on that at all?
I also teach. I don't just tell them, okay, do this. I teach them how to do it. Like, if I tell them you need to build a brand, I tell them, what is you? Who are you? What do you like? You know, don't copy me, because, I have one girl who did try to copy me and it's not working for her. And I said, stop copying me. I told her flat out, said, don't copy me. Friends is who I am. Just because I use the TV show doesn't mean you need to use a TV show. You need to use something that's authentically you. Who are you? And of course, she's trying to figure that out. And it took me a long time to figure out who I was. I mean, I had to go through COVID and basically not doing anything for a couple years to find, and then I sort of stumbled upon Red Aspen. And then once I hit Red Aspen, it was like, oh, and friends got me through that rough time. So that kind of became who I was. And my husband looked at me one day and he's like, you should just do stuff about friends because you love, I quote the show. I mean, it's like my friends know who I am. They know that I love that show. They give me stuff that has friend stuff on it. And so it just became part of who I was, and it felt good. It felt natural. So it needs to feel natural. It doesn't need to feel like you're imposing or you're an imposter. It needs to feel like you're a natural person doing that, whatever that is. It can't be, I mean, if you're a Southern Belle, be a Southern Belle. Show people how to be, show people, use that. And ChatGPT really helps a lot. I use ChatGPT a lot for a lot of my stuff that I do. So yeah, I think teaching people how to do things, like, okay, go recruit. Well, how do I do that? So it's like I have really great leaders above me who have taught me how to recruit. So I impart that down into my new girls that are coming on. So it's you have to be a teacher as well. You can't just say, go do this. And then they're like, what? I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, they need the how behind it, not just
Yeah, they need to
the
how.
what.
They need to know how to do it. Ask yourself these questions. There's certain questions you have to ask. Who am I? And you need to write that down. And if it takes you 3 or 4 months, it takes you 3 or 4 months. But you have to figure out who you are in order to be authentic. And one of the things that I always looked at was I want to be everybody's friend. So friends really works well with me because it's a story of friends. And then as you evolve, you become better friends. And I just remember one thing, one of my my sponsor from my last gig, we were at a conference and everybody kept running up to me and I was walking down the hall with her, giving me hugs, shouting my name. And she looked at me and she goes, you don't have no, you like everybody. And I was like, yeah. It's like, my circles are you. You can always sit with me. I'm not somebody who's going because I know how it feels to be shut out. I don't want anybody to feel that way. And that's just who I am. So it's like when she said that to me, it took me a while to figure that out, but it was like, oh, I am a good friend. I am somebody who is genuine. So I want to convey that to people. And I make sure that I let people know that I'm not just here to sell you something. I'm here to be your friend too. My goal is to make you feel like I felt when I first put on the nails, or I felt when I first put on the skincare, or I first put on the makeup that Red Aspen sells. It was just like I want people to feel the same way. And if they don't, that's okay. They can still be my friend and I will still support them. It's not,
Right.
there's no really hard feelings. And then when they have celebration, I'm going to celebrate them when they have something big going on. So it's important to always lead from the front, be a teacher, and then celebrate other people because don't you want to be celebrated too?
Yeah, everyone does. If y'all have questions, go ahead and pop those in the chat while we're talking.
Yes.
So I have questions, but I don't want to step on anything else that you're going to say.
Okay.
So I want to hear more about this friends thing and how you put that into your business daily. And I want to hear more about this TikTok thing. But what's your next tip? Well, we can come back to
So
this.
with the friends, I just put I put a script in. I kind of write a little script on one of the drops that we had, and I put it in Chat GPT, and I said, "Give me friends theme information."
For
And
a product drop,
for a product, for a
product
direct
unveiling. Okay.
for a product unveiling, yes. And it just shoot out some really cute things. Yes, I did. It had some things wrong. So of course I fixed it and put it back in there so that it learned. But ChatGPT really helped me a lot with the friends. And I get comments and I do a lot of group online um posting in groups where it's like a online craft show. And so I use these fun things that say, are you like Joey and you're going to pick all of them because Joey doesn't pick, or are you like Joey and you're not going to share anything, just something silly just to make it so it's fun. So people actually read the post because they get kind of boring after a while reading the same thing over and over again.
Right.
You know, I wanted something fun and I want it to stand out. So I just started doing that and then of course I will tweak it a little bit because I want it to sound more like me. But it was just fun just to do something fun with the friends and then I called my team from the beginning, as you can see behind me. I don't know if it's backwards for you, but it is. It says Dashing with Friends. I got that as a Christmas present when I hit my director status. So it's kind of cool. I am now officially that name because they register us once we hit director, we get that. So it's kind of neat to have a little fun thing on my wall that has my team name. And I do everything around being friends. So being a friend to somebody was basically where my where I started because that's who I was. I don't know a stranger. I like people. I'm very picky about who I let close in, but I will be your friend and I will listen to you. I will be there for you. But it's just sometimes people don't treat you the same way back. So it's hard to but
Right.
I do have some really good friends but I will always be someone's good friend. And if you want me to be your best friend, I will be because I will be there for you. So that song I'll be there for you, as everybody probably just sang it, is definitely one of those fun things that I use as a play on words. I'll be there. I'll be there for you. And then I'll say, I know you just sang it. It's just like in the post. So it's just fun to do something different to stand out a little bit from, the masses.
I
That's
know
just
group questions are huge. So what other kinds of things do you do in your group around friends? Group trivia? Um,
sometimes I do like little fun games in my VIP group. I did a firecracker one, something with the 4th of July just to get people to comment and, do that. I haven't really dived into the actual Friends trivia because I don't think a lot of people know Friends trivia as much. There are some people who do. And then I do like if I make a graphic, it may have a Friends what is it, theme around it through Chat GPT to as a interaction graphic. Like I did one that had like your birth date, year, and then it says what you're good at. It was just something silly, like interaction, silly interaction. So I did that. My team logo is the um purple background with the what is it? The frame. My gosh, my brain just went dead. The frame around it, and it says Dashing with Friends, and it has the Red Aspen logo underneath it. And that's my team logo. So it's on everything that I, would use for my team. And so my team thinks it's funny. And then of course when like we say something, hey friends or love or something in the chat, we're able to put like different uh emojis that when that word pops up, it floats up all these emojis. It's kind of fun.
So you use it with
Like
your team and your
yeah,
clients and your VIP, just
yeah, I
as
use
kind
it
of those
everywhere.
touch points. Okay.
Yes,
All
it's
right.
across the
Awesome.
board. I don't change anything. It's all across the board because it's when it's your brand, it's something that you are wanting to be known for, you know, it just everybody and it's funny when, people once they see it, the next event I'm in with them, they're like, "Oh, I thought you didn't." Of course, since he came out with some friends stuff, somebody tags me, they'll tag me on something. Chalk Couture had some friend stuff. They tagged me on it when it was posted. The ones who've been in groups with me before will tag me. I mean, I'm supposed to comment anyway, but they'll tag me. Hey, did you see this? Just something silly. People know
Okay.
that they know. Oh, I bet you already have this. And then I have people. Somebody sent me the Cincy stuff, so it's like okay. I was like, I just haven't gotten it put up yet. It's like
It makes other people think of you. And that's
yes,
fantastic. I mean, that's the point of brand. I'll have to
yes.
include a brand worksheet. I do a whole workshop on brand, and it can take months, really, to
I
cultivate
mean,
that
it took
out.
me what is it, 2026? I think I started working. I think I really found it when I started with this company. I started doing this probably it took me a month to really get into because I was burned out from direct sales and stuff. It took me about a month and a half, and I joined just for my daughter. She was wearing press-on nails, and I joined for her because I was like, I'm paying for this, so I'm getting a discount. And but then I just kept watching, and it just got exciting. So I just started selling it. But then it took me about 3 months to figure out that I could do that. And it was kind of fun I had fun with it. And that's another thing. You always have fun. Just have fun. Just don't just don't get so serious that you get because when you get serious, you get tense and it shows through. And it's like if you just have fun, take a deep breath when you feel tense, take a step back, stay offline for about an hour or so, play a game, watch TV, whatever, just get yourself, clean your house, whatever works for you, and take your dog for a walk, whatever. And then take a deep breath and come back because there's no direct sale emergencies. That's how I look at it. There's
Right.
no nail emergency. There's no skincare emergency. Somebody is being ugly. It's a them problem, not you. So it's like
Right.
you have to always think that way. You have to be positive. So yeah, it's just I just use it. I use it for everything. So it's just who I am. I want people to think. So anything else anybody have?
I don't see anything yet. I wanted to go back to TikTok. You said if your company's on TikTok, then be there. In what way are you there? How are you utilizing that?
Well, our company is on TikTok in the TikTok
Hmm.
shop. So we are instructed to, if we want to, it's not, it's just, it's an avenue.
Uh-huh.
It's another avenue that our company provided for us. And we have shoppable links because our company's on TikTok. I mean, you could
Okay.
be on TikTok with your company and talk about it, but you're not allowed to have shoppable links and you might not get it pushed out to the For You page. I'm learning just a little. We just started this. It's brand new. And it's taken me a while to get used to it because I was anti TikTok for a long time.
Okay.
And so it was like one of those things. But yeah, if your company is on TikTok and They have a TikTok shop. Utilize it. Learn what they want you to do with it and utilize it. So we go live. Right now I can go live 3 times a week. I can have 3 shoppable links a day, or videos a day, because I have a certain amount of followers. You have to have a certain amount of followers to be into the creative space to be able to do the things. But certain direct sales have certain rules and regulations that you can or cannot. So,
Right.
you know,
But yours does,
and
so that's great. And
yeah,
TikTok is great for short form video format. If you have a
yeah,
product that shows well in short form, TikTok's great
yeah.
for it. It's not
I
all a
mean,
bunch of kids anymore.
a lot of times, and then of course, Facebook now, I mean, I went
Mhm.
professional with Facebook. And so I did, they give you challenges when you go professional with Facebook, and they don't have a problem with you talking about your products. But they ask you to do, um, anywhere from a 30 to 45 second video. They're a little longer with Facebook, is a little longer on videos, and they could be anything. You could do anything, but Facebook's more getting to know you. It's like the different, it's less sales, more getting to know you. So I put getting to know you videos on that one, but I also throw them over on TikTok in my profile just because
Yeah.
it's like, you make a video of something when you're on vacation and then you can use it. I do a lot of B-reels too. So it's like I have all kinds of behind the scenes stuff that I've done that I'm working on. It just takes a minute to get there. But the videos are fun to do. And you don't even have to show your face in the videos, to be honest, to let people know who you are if you're afraid to show your face. But always show your face. I mean, everybody's beautiful. God made us that way, so we're all beautiful. So we should show our faces.
And a B-roll or B-reel can be you doing anything, drinking coffee. You can put words over it. You can go back in
Yep,
and, time it to music, or you can do a voiceover. If you're not familiar with B-reel or B-roll, that's what those are.
right.
All right. And what else? What other tips did you have for us this morning or today?
Oh, let's see. Um, let's see here. Well, one thing is, if you were to ask me how I sold $100,000 in 2.5 years, I did it because I don't think I'm a salesperson. I just did it because I like the product that I'm selling, and I think I'm more of a teacher. I think I help people feel safe buying from me, and I think I help people figure out what works for them. And then if they have issues, I hope that I convey that, hey, here's how I can help you. Because it is a learning process. I mean, if you've never put on a set of nails before, it's a learning process. So it's like I teach people how to do that. And I would go I would go like Facebook. I would do a Facebook Messenger um, video chat with somebody. I've done that a couple times just to help them if they're nervous. I mean, I send videos, but that's another thing I do is I educate. I try to make sure people understand that, somebody said something about press on nails ruin my nails. Well, you got to take them off correctly. Otherwise, they will ruin your nails because it's glue. It's like I'm always honest with people too. I'm like, you know, you're going to have you're going to have some pop off because this is your first time. You're not going to get it right the first time. It's not perfection the first time. Just using what I'm teaching. It's like you have to let people know. And when you're honest with people, I think people like that. They like, oh, I'm glad you're honest about that. And I try to be honest because, you know, it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect in this world. So why would I expect, their first try to be
Yeah, their
perfect?
first application. And consumer education is important throughout the sales process and definitely using it. A
Yeah.
consumable product like this application, if it's skincare,
Right. And even with the
whatever.
skincare part,
Hmm.
there's education that we had to learn once because I wasn't familiar with the skincare that they just released. And, our founder who was creating the skincare or who had the vision for it has been educating us on how to use it. And it's phenomenal. And, it's just like the things that she's teaching us. And it's neat that our founders are getting out there doing the same thing. So they're leading from the front. So they teach us to lead from the front, which I really love that
Yeah,
about,
I love that.
the thing. Yeah, it's kind
It's
of neat that
important.
it is important. So if you have a team, um, lead from the front for sure. Somebody had a comment down here. Let me look at this chat.
Yeah, Laura's asking. She said she's on professional mode on Facebook, and she feels like her friends don't see her posts anymore. And I've been kind of thinking about that a little bit too of late. It seems like more of my posts go without comments for a longer period of time, and I didn't have that. So Facebook wants us to post things. So they gave us the opportunity to pay to post. And in professional mode, I think they really want you to do that from time to time. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. We're entering a new phase of professional now that when we early on, all of us early adopters, it was great. And you had the same visibility that you had on a standard profile, which is much higher than a Facebook page. And now what we're starting to see is it's a little bit like a Facebook page, not as bad, better visibility than a Facebook page. But Laura, you might try boosting a few things, $5 here or $5 there, and see if that doesn't change things around for you. But I definitely don't think
Another
it's you.
another thing is constantly post in your stories.
Yeah, stories are really what's killing right now.
Stories is because what if you I set up my post to go into my stories. So you can do that with professional mode. Facebook also gives you challenges that you can do. They just gave three challenges. One of them was to do 3 videos of 45 seconds or 30 seconds or more. Um, and then you did reels, and then they would monetize you. They would give you money. Like I made $116 just doing 6 videos that were $30 or more. And it was kind of interesting, but those got lots of views because Facebook was pushing them out because I was doing the challenge. So if you have that information, if Facebook gives you that challenge, do them. It's kind of
Yeah.
fun.
Definitely do their challenges. This is their platform, and we need to play their way. But the challenges will help. And Laura's saying she gets 4 times more views from stories. So that's good.
Yes, you
That's
do
a
get
good
four
tip for
times more
everybody.
views. So if you have it set up that when you make a post that it goes into your stories, um, I'm not sure how I did that, to be
It's a
honest.
setting,
It's a
and when
setting
you
in
go
your
to post, there's a setting.
yeah.
All kinds of different things. Who can see
And
it?
another
Whatever.
thing I found out that no links in your post, put them in the comments. They did put this HI thing in there for Facebook that you have to turn off. Otherwise, it does weird things. So, when you make your post, it's at the bottom of the page and just turn that off. But you can then put a link in. The AI doesn't allow you to have trackable links in your post. You could still have a link, but the HI, if you turn it off, the link does show, like, it shows blue. And then if you're tagging, don't put your VIP link, make it a tag as opposed to, and I think that helps get it. Yes, good. And then if you're also on Instagram, make sure they're with Instagram because the two apps work together. And if you have more people on Instagram, you might get more views over there. So you have to track that too. So I mean, professional is, I'm still learning it because I just got on it a couple months ago. So I had enough people. I finally decided just to go and try it, see what happens.
Yeah, it's definitely got some benefits. I think I've had the pro mode for, I don't know, a year. I was one of the first people to jump on that. I always try and keep up on social media with what's going on because I do so much training on it. But anyway, it's kind of turns your personal profile into a fan page with better visibility. So anyway, all right. I don't think that was one of your talking points, but
Yeah,
I'm glad
it's
that we
fine.
got onto it. So what was I think you got a final talking point
Um,
tip
it's
to
just
share.
like when you're talking about what your brand is and when you're looking at yourself and you're trying to figure that out, everyone says, just be yourself. Well, what does that actually mean? What does it actually mean? Who are you? So you need to ask yourself, um, let's see, here it is. what it is. The point isn't really what it is. What's authentically who you are. How do you want them to feel? That's the thing. When somebody walks away from me, how do I want that person to feel? Do I want that interaction to be good, or do I want that interaction to be educational? Do I want that interaction to be excited to try whatever product they bought from me, and excited to talk to me about it? How do I want that person to feel? So, and do I want them to laugh? Do I want them to think it's funny? Do I want them to be educated or feel confident? And then, and my biggest thing is I want them to feel like they've just spent 2 minutes with one of their best friends, and how they feel when they're with one of their best friends. That's how I want people to feel. So, and when you're with your best friend, what is it that you feel? So that's how I want people to feel. So I try to make post that push that out. And Chat GPT does help with that. And you can tell Chat GPT, this is what I want them to feel. Give me 4 or 5 ideas on this post, and it will spit out some information for you. Because it's really nice to help that do that, because it's so much easier now to write a post to make someone feel good, as opposed to, I write the post, but then I have them tweak it for me. So it sounds a little better, more professional, I guess. And then I would ask family and friends who they think you are, the good things about you. So you want to personify that. But as long as you are doing if what you're selling is something that you believe in, and something that you are, passionate about, it's not going to be selling. It's just going to be a share. It's like people will buy it because you're passionate about it, because they trust you, because you've taken the time to educate them. You've taken the time to show them what it does for you. And people ask, what could you sit and talk about all day long? Well, there's about 4 or 5 things I could sit and talk about all day long. Um, I could sit and brag on my daughter all day long. I could talk about my dog all day long. I can talk about, I always liked good makeup. I always liked having my nails done. I always liked having good skincare. And I could talk about those things all day long. And now, with my health going the way it did, I could talk about healthy stuff all day long. So there's like, what can you talk about all day long? If somebody was to ask you, what are your favorite things? Well, name out 6. And then try to convey that. And if the thing that you're trying to sell is not something that you would be passionate about talking about all day long, then maybe you need to look somewhere else and try to find something that you're passionate about to talk about all day long. I mean, that's just honest. I'm just an honest person. It's just like, if you aren't passionate about what you're trying to get out there, then there's no reason for you to, be doing that. You need to try to find something that works. And I mean, I get that. I get that, there are people out there who, but getting your face out there and getting the way that you feel about things and about that product out there is more important than trying to make a sale, because the feelings are going to be what attract women to the product. Women
Absolutely.
are more about feelings, if that makes
Yeah,
any sense.
purchasing is emotional, definitely, and yeah, and
Yeah.
our feelings and people that we feel like we click with,
Yep.
that get us, and you got a lot of connection points. So I hope that's been helpful to our audience to think about, what are my connection points? Is it Lhasa Apsos? Is it nails? Is it friends? What is it that I can connect with other people and build rapport online and in person with?
Right.
Y'all be sure that you're popping any questions or comments in the chat. And now we're going to talk about a little giveaway. So, speaking of something that you love so much, you've got a little giveaway for
I do.
participants. I'll put the link in the chat, but go ahead and tell them what it is.
So the picture that you see when you get the link to look at it has 6 different nails in it. So you get to pick, if you win, you get to pick one of those sets of nails. But every product that, all the little tools, got all these little great tools to help put your nails on. Um, you get but you'll have to pick between these two. These are tabs. These are petite tabs. These are regular person's tabs. And if you have smaller nail beds, I would say these, and you can let me look at your nail beds and I'll be able to tell you which ones you can pick. But they have, we have different, all kinds of different little fun things that go with putting the nails on, and it's important that you have the tools. So I'm giving away like all these little tool sets. This is not red aspen. I'm just giving it away because everybody needs a good nail clipper. Ours, they're redoing ours, so we don't have one yet. And then the brush on glue is important. So we have buffers and we have all these tools that nobody wants to buy because they're not fun. Because, I mean, come on, this is gorgeous. This you see, this is the foundation. This is kind of like when you renovate your house, you have to do and you have to spend more money on the stuff underneath as opposed to the stuff that everybody sees. So we have different nails. These are the short almond, so you can try that one. That's what I'm wearing. That's my favorite. This is a short square, which is one of our populars. And all these are in there. This is our short squoval, which has become a very popular style. And then
I'm
we
a
have,
squoval myself.
yes, while you're talking about squoval, short coffin and short squoval are basically the same. So the coffin just has a little bit different. So they're the same length, same everything. You just squoval the coffin. I mix them all the time. And then we have the medium coffin and the medium almond. So you
That's a
have
lot of
six
shapes.
different ones. I'm sorry.
That's a lot of shapes.
Yeah, we have a lot of shapes. We actually have more than that. We do have some really extra long ones too, but I don't have any of those to give away. But these ones were the ones, so you can pick one and then you're going to get all this stuff too. This all comes with it. So
All
it's a
right.
lot of stuff. And then I give you a link when you get it, I'll give you a link that you can watch all the videos. It's called The Perfect Manny. And it shows you how to apply them and remove them so you don't have damage and everything like that. So,
Right. So I've got that link up. So be sure and register for that. We will pause for some questions. I will also put the brand guide in the Direct Sales Institute group. So if you're not a member of that yet, I'll pop it up here. And if you're watching the playback, I'll have to co-locate these with the videos so that you can find everything. All right. Does
yeah.
anybody have any questions before we wrap this thing up? I don't see any. Valerie, I want to thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time with us, just sharing how you've been able to rebuild in a very quick amount of time,
Yeah.
using things that are authentic to you and achieve some pretty impressive success in a very short amount of time.
How did I learn to use ChatGPT?
Just
Um,
open it up.
I opened it
Start
up,
using
but
it.
I did take an online class just because I had no idea for a few minutes. But basically, you just tell ChatGPT who you are. You just give them prompts and you tell them who you are. You say, "This is who I am. This is what I want to convey." I mean, the first few times that you use it, you have to keep reminding it sometimes, and sometimes you still have to remind it um, as to what you want and how you are. And then when it spits something out, read it. And if you don't like something, rewrite that whole thing, like copy it, then rewrite it and put it back in and say, I like this version better. This is more me. And then it'll spit it back out again. And eventually it'll catch on. It takes it a little bit,
It
but
takes a little
it's,
while to train it, unless we don't want to get into too much chat
yeah, I don't want to
GPT
get
here.
anything, but that's
I'll
how
I'll
it
put
just
some
takes a little.
information in the Direct Sales Institute group as well, because it is an invaluable tool right now. Not to do your writing for you, but to just to help some of the brain power a little bit.
Right,
But that's a good question. If you're not using ChatGPT, we'll definitely talk about that. I may do a little training video later today about ChatGPT because it is just a godsend.
right.
But anyway, all right. Well, thank you very much again,
Thank you.
Valerie, for being here with us. I hope everybody learned something. We'll be back next week. We've got two more left in this particular series. So I will see you all then.
All right. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Bye, guys.
You're welcome. Bye bye, everybody.